dining room, and instead of buying their own copy, each one read Grandma's copy. I was devastated. I broke down in tears, and that was the end of my publishing career. As far as the story about the sponges and the sponge cake, I think it taught me the difference at 9 years old between fantasy and reality at the age of 9. It's a lesson that alleged grown-up journalists should profit from, I think. I got into the adult news business at the beginning, and because it was all new, I had to make things up as I went along. I did things that had never been done before. I interviewed cops on tape. Most of them were reluctant at first to be interviewed at all. As one put it to me very candidly, we can always deny what we say to reporters, but he meant print reporters, but we can't deny it if you have it on tape. Anyway, there was a guy, a very prominent guy named Jim Leggett, who was the chief of detectives of the NYPD, and Jim was absolutely infuriated by my efforts to get him on camera. And one day, Albert Anastasia, the chief executioner of Murder Incorporated, was gunned down in a barber shop on 7th Avenue. And Leggett was there when I arrived with my camera crew, and the camera crew was a pretty cumbersome operation. We had 3 or 4 men in the camera crew and myself. Anyway, we arrived there, and he was briefing a group of newspaper reporters about the crime. And when he saw me, he turned his back, and he continued to brief them, but he didn't want to go on camera. And so I decided that I had to ask a brilliant question, and that would make him turn around. Chief, do you have any idea of a motive yet? Without turning around, he answered, yeah, somebody didn't like him. So I rebounded with another brilliant question. And this time I said, do you have any clues yet? And Leggett didn't turn around, but continued his briefing of the other reporters, but answered the question. He said, in reference to, do you have any clues yet? Well, we got a dead body, ain't we? It wasn't only cops that were new to the game. There were gangsters, too. And they went together. There was kind of a quinella, or whatever you call it. And so one day, the exception to the rule that gangsters kept mum, didn't want to talk, was Joey Gallo. Joey was being brought into the grand jury room by his lawyers in Brooklyn, I think. Yes, it was Brooklyn. And the lawyers kept pushing him away from the camera. My cameraman was walking backwards, you know, trying to keep his face in the frame. And I was trying to ask a question, and he said, if I want to talk to my friend Gabe, I'll talk to him. And then they kept pushing him and pulling him toward the grand jury room. And I said, Joey, tell me, how did you happen to have all these rifles at the gang's headquarters, your gang's headquarters on President Street in Brooklyn? And he stopped. He said, I'm going to talk to Gabe. And he said, well, you see, Gabe, we have this hunting lodge in the Adirondacks. That was the explanation. All the world was new then to TV cameras. There were Fidel Castro, Marilyn Monroe, Harry Truman taking a walk on the East Side every morning at 7:20 when he walked out of the Carlisle Hotel. up Madison Avenue and then down Park Avenue from 86th Street. And I was with them very often. And in those days, no big shot was sacred. We tried to talk to every one of them. The years have passed, and we're in an era of soundbite journalism, I'd call it, frantic journalism. And there are rope lines and press officers whose mission is to keep us far away from the target. Sometimes they succeed. They want to protect officials and others from the onslaught of curious reporters. It's no longer an open and a free world. Reporters are restricted, and many of the young ones don't even know that it wasn't always like that it's not necessarily supposed to be that way. When you're told that you can't talk to this guy, you're supposed to ignore it and just go right ahead and seek to talk to him and to ask him the question of the hour. I lament that and hope for a change in the future. The free and easy atmosphere of the old days was more in keeping with our mission. We need to speak truth to power again. And I accept this award in that spirit, and hoping that in the best sense, reporters will be reporters, news directors, general managers, and that the standards and ethics of good journalism will prevail in the years to come. I thank you all for your award. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabe. We're so happy to have the honor to work with you.
It's so glad that his publishing business didn't work out at 9 years old.
Right.
Because television needed him more.
But again, you notice, yeah, general managers be general managers, news directors be news directors, anchormen dead in the water, not even on the list.
I didn't even mention.
Look, where's Raggy already split? He's already figured it out. He's trying to post something.
All right. So I think we're going to end this now and just say congratulations to all of the winners today. Yes, hand applause, please. And thank you all for this very special day and for celebrating the work of local news and what it does for this great community. Thank you all, and have a great day.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks. Okay, good. That was good. Okay, good. All right, what do you want to do? All right.
We'll see you.